Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be reviewing Risk of Rain 2. It's a game that came out towards the end of last year if I remember correctly, and I'm just now getting around to playing it, and I'm honestly having a really good time. I never played the original Risk of Rain, so I can't really compare it to that one in detail. I do know that the original Risk of Rain was a pixelated side-scroller. This one is actually three-dimensional, with a little more detailed graphics, of course, but it still has a very distinct style that's kind of appealing. It's very simplistic, but also, I don't know, I don't want to say artistic, but it's a nice aesthetic. The game is more or less the same from what I've seen. You fight through hordes of enemies to earn money to purchase equipment before attempting to activate the teleporter to the next area and fighting a boss to be able to do that. The gameplay is honestly very simple and very fluid. It's really rare that you see a challenging game like this where it's not so much the mechanics that are holding you back. One of the big games that I reference in that is Dark Souls. Dark Souls is, obviously a very challenging game, but part of that is because the mechanics are very clunky. In Risk of Rain 2, the mechanics are very fluid. The gameplay is very easy to pick up, difficult to master. It's nice, too, because there's a diverse cast of characters that you can play as. I've only unlocked 3 at this point in time, but each one has a very distinct and unique playstyle, one of which I heavily favor, which I believe is going to be in this video, is the Huntress. She's very fast, very agile. She's capable of dealing a lot of damage, however, she is kind of a glass cannon. She's very vulnerable, doesn't have a lot of health, doesn't have a lot of armor. The nice thing about this game is that you can enhance your strengths and supplement your weaknesses with equipment. Like I said before, the whole purpose of the game is to defeat enemies. As you defeat enemies, you gain money, and you use that money to purchase equipment that you find scattered throughout the maps. What's interesting is that I don't think I've even gotten half of the equipment that's possible to unlock, because there is so much, and each one has its own effect and ability, and amplifies one attribute or another. So what's interesting is, especially when you play co-op, you can kind of strategize and let one player or another pick up certain equipment. That way it buffs a specific skill set for them. I was playing with a friend of mine, and basically we established that for my character, the Huntress, what we really needed to do was amplify her speed and amplify her damage resistance, which we can do as we pick up equipment throughout the game. Now in single player, you don't really have to pick and choose, because you just pick up as much equipment as possible to give you the best chances of succeeding. But with co-op, you got to be a little bit more strategic about it, and that way you can improve the team's overall chance of winning. There's tons and tons of secrets to explore and unlock in this game. I think I've scratched the surface just barely on that. It takes a lot of exploration and a lot of patience to do this, because again, the entire time you're playing, there's enemies that are spawning and trying to kill you, and realistically they are more of a nuisance for the most part, but it does kind of hinder you from being able to travel throughout the maps and unlock these cool secrets and abilities. The other issue is that the entire time you're playing, the difficulty is slowly increasing, up to a point where it gets to be nearly impossible to get any further without a boatload of equipment. It's just a really, really fascinating game. I'm enjoying myself immensely. The soundtrack also is fantastic. I know I talk about that a lot in my reviews, but to me, audio quality is very important to a video game, because it helps immerse you in the game. It helps set you in the mood for whatever's going on. So if there's a battle sequence, it needs to be, getting you pumped and ready for battle. Or if you're just kind of exploring, it can be kind of, more soothing and transcendental, and just kind of setting the tone for you. And this game does that exceptionally well. You are in combat for the majority of it, but during the times you're not, it's very calm, very relaxing, and you get to actually kind of enjoy just exploring the worlds that have been created for this game. Again, I'm kind of gushing over this game because I can't remember the last time I've enjoyed a game this thoroughly. Usually there's some sort of drawback, some sort of con that I'm really hypercritical about, and I'm struggling to find one in this one. If anything, I would say that it's a little too challenging to unlock some of the characters, but again, that's kind of the purpose of this game. It's meant to be challenging. But what's interesting is it's simultaneously very fair. Risk of Rain 2, it's never unfair to you. If you lose the game, it's usually because you either just get overwhelmed and you weren't prepared enough, or you make a poor tactical decision or something along those lines. Whereas other games, like, again, going back to Dark Souls, they just punish you for the sake of trying to punish you and make it difficult, and to me, that's not always fun. Risk of Rain 2, it's a very challenging game, but it's enjoyable in that it doesn't make it difficult for no reason. If you're making it difficult, it's kind of your own fault because you either didn't prepare yourself enough for the boss battle or something along those lines. It's a very fair game. There was one area, there's a lot of places to basically fall to your death, and I fell off like almost immediately, and I was so annoyed because if you die in the game, you have to start over. You don't pick up where you left off, unless you're playing co-op and your cooperative partner completes that level. So I was so frustrated, but it respawned me with like 10% health back onto the arena because, again, the way that arena was set up, it was almost inevitable that somebody was going to fall off. So I was really grateful for that. So again, it is an incredibly challenging game, but is also very fair. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I highly recommend this game. It's on Steam. I believe it's on sale right now. Risk of Rain 2. It's fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in the next video.